Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. We just had a win. Um, that was a very good one. I'm really pleased that we've got another win there. It's been a long time coming since we felt a bit positive around the club, and that is exactly what we needed. Following up from that Pompey game the other day, where we felt that the players all showed a bit more fight, and they followed it up with that win. And I think a lot of us were a little bit worried about what was going to be happening up at Stoke, but they did the business. So format of what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through some points. And then from there, if we've got many people about and asking questions and things like that, we'll just do some general chat at the end. So, I mean, first of all, let's go into 7 points from our last 3 games. I think that that's super positive right now. Having that, from a possible 9, of course. I think that's pretty good going, and it didn't look too good after we had the draws previously, but obviously things move on, and we've got that conveyor belt of games coming, and we suddenly look like a team that are maybe finding a bit of consistency, even if it's not always the best thing. Getting just draws, it's not all over the place again. It's not wins. But that's to have a few games with these draws and then some wins, it's starting to look a lot better in my opinion. So moving on, that formation today, I think we've all been asking for a 4 at the back for a long time, and it's probably taken the crowd at St Mary's really starting to protest. A lot of the things online, everybody get back to a back 4, because it just wasn't working with the 3 defenders at the back, was it? Um, with that, today I think the formation was everything. Um, the structure that we had, Wellington down the left hand side, people down the right hand side going up, getting back, proper right back at right back. Breen's been absolutely solid since he come back in. All of a sudden, we're like seem like a team with a bit of strength and grit and determination about us, and it's been absolutely fantastic. And everybody getting kicked about at Fratton Park last week has no doubt done us a world of good. So I think they're all looking a lot calmer on the ball. There doesn't seem to be as much panicking. I think our corners could probably still do, defending the corners could still do with a bit of work and making sure the right people are in the right places. But that structure, and the spread of players across the field has been so much better with that back 4. So for me, the standout players today, Flynn Downes, I thought was absolutely fantastic. He looks like he's back to his old self again. Tell me in the comments if you think I'm wrong, by the way, but he looks like he's picking up the ball. He isn't just playing an easy pass back to the keeper or the defender that's there. He is trying to turn again. And he looks like he's getting amongst it and has got a bit more strength about him again, which is fantastic. Really pleased for Flynn Downes. And I've got to say, on next to him, Yanda, he goes a lot unnoticed in the games, and I think he's like a Rolls Royce. He's doing an absolutely fantastic job in there, and he's one of my top players on that pitch every time, and I really wish people were geeing him up a lot. The way he moves about is fantastic. I thought Wellington was very solid again on that left hand side, and it makes a huge difference when he's in there. Instead of as much as I like him on the left, Manning, he's can be a bit hit and miss, and obviously he's had a run of few bad games. But Wellington's really come in, and I think he's claimed that spot for himself. He's been great. Jack Stephens, everybody's favorite player to hate, is shown again that he's been absolutely fantastic. And I think in the back three, he looks lost. The back four, he looks like he's got a purpose, and they're claiming their areas between him and Harwood Bellis. And everybody's going to have a mistake in them, but Stevens for me has been a lot better, a lot better. So yeah. Going down that left-hand side, as I was saying though, just a second ago, with Wellington and Leo Cienza, they seem to be really on the same page. Of course, they're both Brazilian, but there's just been some lovely little balls between themselves, and they're getting up and down that left side and causing the defenses a lot of problems. But to be honest, they're both coming back and working well together. Fantastic. It's exactly what we've needed. A bit of team chemistry for sure. We've probably all done it on FIFA and things like that, where you've got to build a squad and everybody's got to do the right thing and have them nice little link ups. And Cienza and Wellington have been exactly that. And what I really like about Wellington is he's got some fire about him. He'll get stuck into the challenges. And Cienza's showing that as well. One thing I will say about Cienza though today is that their right back did seem to have a good hold on him. I think everybody knows that Cienza's going to be cutting in onto his right foot and maybe fizzing it. Thought there's Stoke did have a few moments where they had him completely under control. But Cienza will find that a little bit of flair again, and it's absolutely lovely to have them two on that side. Now we also scored a goal from a set piece, so that was Flynn Downes, and we've struggled with our set pieces, defending and scoring them for a long time. And so for that ball to come in, it was a fantastic ball in swinger from that left-hand corner, I suppose, but going in, and you see Stevens get a little flick on it, and Flynn Downes traps that ball under his foot, doesn't he? He certainly meant to do that, that's for sure. Yeah. So he got it under there, but I thought that was that. Ball gets stuck under his foot, and then he still manages to kick it in. That Stoke keeper, he's that close to it, but I think fantastic for a goal to come from a corner. Really happy about that. And again, I think Flynn Downes there to get his goal is good. I think this is exactly what Flynn Downes needs, and I really hope he kicks on with this. So Peretz is my man of the match. He did have a couple of shaky moments, but he pulled off a couple of absolute worldy saves, didn't he? There was that one that was going top bins. Managed to get his hands on that, which was just fabulous. And then there was that shot that was low, hard to his left, that looked to come off the post. I'm pretty sure he got his finger on that and just tipped it ever so slightly onto that post. And as I say, I mean, that ball could have gone anywhere, but he got to it, saved it. I thought obviously he got booked for time wasting. We thought at one point maybe he was going to get a red card, but it was exactly what we needed. We needed him to step up, and he's really claimed that space. And I think a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Bazunu would be better here," or that. The truth of the matter is, the ball isn't hanging around that box for as long, which has just been exactly again what we've needed. The substitution at 64 minutes, I called in a group chat, I called out that it would be 62 minutes. Pretty obvious that Stewart was going to be going off. And the game did change a little bit after that point, as we would expect, because there wasn't particularly the target man. Nick Oliekunle coming in for his, I think that's his debut, not his full debut, obviously. I thought he looked good, actually, Oliekunle. He was getting the ball, getting it into chest, trapping it, sort of, and then trying to knock it on for people, things like that, which are really, really important if you've got people close in around you. I really hope that lad gets a bit more chance in the team from there. So, I didn't think Stoke were very good at all today. They didn't have much about them. I don't think they troubled Saints too much. There was a couple of moments, of course. I think we're always going to get that. But yes, I think Saints still did a good job to win, of course, and it's fantastic. And I'm not going to moan one bit, but Stoke weren't great. And then we're up to 12th in the table, so that is good. We've had some talk this week amongst the fan base about whether we think that we can still get promoted. Well, yes, we can. There's still, well, in the playoffs, there's still every chance we can, but we do need a good run of form. And so a win today, a draw against Pompey, and then next week we've got a very, very good chance to push on from there. You know, what have we got next week? We've got Watford. So, yeah, I don't see why we can't necessarily get a win at home if they play the way that they did today, with that tenacity and real forward sort of progression up the pitch. Why not? Why not? So we've got some stats coming. So obviously Downes and Azaz scored the goals. Brilliant. Great for Azaz as well. I think he's going to need that. He's definitely a confidence player. Sometimes his balls don't necessarily go where you expect them to, but he clearly sees things opening up around the pitch. In terms of possession, I thought we had a load more possession in that first half, but it turns out that Stoke actually had 52.6% possession at the end of that game. So they clearly got a bit back more into that game in the second half. Shots on target. Stoke had 3 shots on target, 10 shots. Saints had 4 on target from 11 shots. Corners, Southampton had 5, Stoke had 4. We had 22 touches in the opposition's box compared to their 12. Now, that is a lot. And it does show again that we're not really converting our chances. And that's been the story of our season, I think. We just need to convert our chances a little bit more and take them goals, be a bit more ruthless. But yeah, and the Saints ratings by FOTMob. I'm surprised to see some of these. Peretz got an 8.3. I've literally, this is the first time I've looked at them. Fellows 8.2, Azaz 8.1, Downes 8.1, Stephens 7.9, and Welington 7.7. So pretty much all the players that I've covered today have been given a good breakdown there. So yeah, fantastic. Really good to see. So yeah, that's all I've got to present to you guys. So yeah, over to the live chat. And thank you everyone that's tuning in so far. I'm just going to run through Dots. Hello, all good. Mohammed, hello. We've got Stonehouse. Hello. Who have we got? Yander Dots. Yander is fab. Named one of my new baby guinea pigs, Casper Yander. Lol. That's pretty funny. I'm not sure I would. I quite like that name actually, but I don't think I'd name an animal after any of the Saints players because once they fall out of favour, that'll be the end of the animal, won't it? Rob, hello. Looking at the fixtures in February, how about winning every game? I would absolutely love to win every game in February. How many have we got? I have no idea. I can't even remember. Let's have a quick look ahead to February's games. So we've got one on the 7th. We've got Leicester City on the 10th, Tuesday night away. Then we've got a Southampton on the 21st. We are playing Watford. Hang on, I'm getting my games confused then. Why is that twice there? No idea. And then Sheffield Wednesday and QPR. Quite a few games then. Not an easy run, but I think we could do pretty good. The 1-0 goal was great. Yes, that was a great team goal. Totally Southampton at their best. That was. I was really pleased with that. Dot again, getting to the playoff place is great. Going up, not so much. Yeah. So I think I would not want to go up. Actually, I'm not missing the Premier League one bit. I'm not exactly loving the Championship either, but I think we will get annihilated. We're just nowhere near good enough at the moment. If they can start pulling these games together, perhaps, maybe. But after last season, absolutely left with a foul taste in my mouth. And St Mary's was the last place that I wanted to be. Making these videos as well. When you do a vlog, you're at the game and you're thinking, right, this isn't good. And when I do it, I want to show everybody the vibe of what's going on around the stadium, not just my opinion and things like that. And I want people to take the feeling away, and it was just awful. And then you come home afterwards after having such a terrible game, and then I literally have to put it all onto my computer and then start watching all that stuff again and again and again and try and build a story. It's absolutely horrific, and it generally takes between 3 and 5 hours to make one of the vlogs that I do. And we all put a fair bit of effort into these videos, and just watching it again and again and again is awful. I was chatting to a few of you last night on the Discord, and I think everybody has the same opinion on last season. And I went back and had a look at a couple of the videos that I did, and as we said, the Chelsea and the Spurs game, absolute howlers, weren't they? So yeah. Right. Anyway, I am going to wrap up with this ramble. One other thing that I'm going to be doing, probably. So with my YouTube channel, I have been added into some community group run by YouTube, and they have training things that go on, and I got invited to be a part of this thing because they've seen potential in the channel, apparently. I take it with a pinch of salt, but whatever. It's a YouTube community, but it's for live streaming, this particular one. So I am going to do some more live streams. I kind of have a plan to do some Sunday night after everybody else has finished. So as you all know, I do my normal vlogs, but we've got some great people on YouTube on Sunday nights. So obviously you've got the Total Saints podcast, which I don't usually tune into and watch live, but we do have the Saints Network with Liam and Ash, and absolutely love it. I'm a moderator on their channel. I always used to just listen to that as well as the TSP on my headphones at work, on a as a podcast. But I love getting involved with their channel and the show. So they're on at 8 o'clock Sunday night. So if there is anybody that doesn't watch it or don't know who they are, please go ahead, look them up. The Saints Network. They're absolutely fantastic. They've got a studio. The sound quality is brilliant, and they have a really good structured podcast sort of live show. Really enjoy it, and the discussion recently has been, about people being real, and these guys are straight on it, and I do, as I say, I do enjoy it. So, but what I'm thinking is doing something after their show. So probably if it finishes, they usually finish at 10 past 9. I might do something 9:15, and it'll be a roundup show of the two things, and just a place for people just to wind down. I won't be covering all the same things as them. I won't be taking their content. But as I say, so I'm going to have to do 3 as a part of this course. I've got to do 3 live shows a week. So I may do one after a game or something, or on a Friday before a game, or whatever fits in with my schedule. But I'll try and let everybody know what I'm doing when. But I would like to do something on the Sunday after. But it'll probably just be a 15 to 30 minute slot, but maybe just a chance for everybody to have a bit of a conflab, and get their opinions off, and say about what they've loved about their Sunday night watching the Total Saints podcast and the Saints Network. So yeah, anyway, we have some fantastic creators around, and we all do this because we enjoy the community. You guys are always great, and we don't often get a chance to say it, especially when people do a structured show. But I know that everybody making content, myself, Martin, Ash, and Liam, we all really appreciate you. And then you've got everybody else who does all the things on TikTok and Instagram and things like that I just cannot keep up with. I just don't have time. So we have got, just before I go, Rob. Hello again. Rob is a big supporter of the channel. Really appreciate that, Rob. I do agree with you, Jimmy, but the target has to be, to achieve. Yeah, I agree. You have to have a target of achieving, and you can't be thinking, oh yeah, we will just have mediocrity. The Premier League is the target for everyone, and I think that's what the players have. But I don't think we can go through another season like last. Alison, thank you so much. Hope you and Alan are very well. Wiener smoker. Okay. No, I don't get that, but fair play. We do like sausage smoking. Yep. Good. And Dot, you're all fab. Thank you so much. And so are you. And I'll tell you what, all of you getting involved with things like liking the channels, doing the comments, becoming members of the channels, financially supporting people. I know we all as streamers say, please like, comment, and subscribe. It genuinely makes a difference to a channel. And when we talk about an algorithm and things like that, yeah, I'm sure you guys already know, but it's about how something is shared and pushed out to other viewers, and then obviously views means more money. And when we talk about money, by the way, it's pennies. It's literally, unless you're Football Martin, the man's a millionaire from this. I'm joking. But it isn't a lot. But it just kind of goes towards a couple of the subscriptions that you might be paying for. But genuinely, like our things, leave a comment after. It really does help share it, and it's a difficult place at the moment. Things like YouTube and all that, to be discovered. It's great when you're doing really well, but you have to put in the effort, and sometimes it's very difficult to get up off your ass and come and do a live stream, especially when you had a few too many beers the night before. So anyways, right, I am going. Love Sunday nights at 8. It's great fun. Well, hopefully, Alison, you'll like them at 9:15 too, because we're just going to hang out there as well. It might be a bit too late, but it'll be, everybody loves a bit of cheese before bed. That was awful. Sorry. Right, I'm going. Right. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys all in the chat groups and things like that. Really appreciate you tuning in. You are all fantastic. Take it easy.